This is a brief description and summary of units. The first unit is a mole, which refers to Avogadro's number, which is the number of particles in a mole. The next is a kilogram, which is a unit of mass, and is related to the mole because they both describe how much of something there is. The next is a second, which is a time unit. The next is a meter, which is a distance unit. If you have distance and direction, then you have what is called position, x. Where even if the distance is the same, the direction is not, and therefore they have different positions. The next unit is velocity, which you can think of as change in position over time, and also depends on the direction. The next unit is acceleration, which is the change in velocity over time, or the second derivative of position with respect to time. The next unit is momentum, which has SI units of kilograms meters per second. Momentum is equal to the mass times the velocity of the object. So a ball of mass m moving with velocity v has p equals mv. The next unit is, I'm checking my paper, pressure. No, weight. We like to call it newtons. Most people write it F equals ma, which is kind of wrong, but kind of right. It would be a lot more appropriate to write something along the lines of F divided by m equals a. So a force that acts on a mass has a certain acceleration. This can be rewritten as force times the time for which it acts on an object of mass m will cause a change in velocity of delta v. For objects on Earth, their weight, force due to gravity, is equal to, that's going to bother me, force equals mass times acceleration. So a person on Earth of mass 50 kilograms times 9.8 meters per second, always write your units, has a weight of approximately 500 newtons. Now we get to pressure, Pascal, which is also written newtons per meter squared, or kilogram meter per second squared per meter squared. And if you have a certain area and a force acts on that area, the pressure is equal to the force divided by the area on which it acts. The next unit is energy, which has units of joules, kilograms, meter squared per second squared. Energy. There are three primary forms of energy. They are kinetic, potential, and chemical. Kinetic is the energy an object has because it is in motion. Potential is the energy an object has because it is in a gravitational field and can move through that field. Well, not necessarily a gravitational field, an acceleration field. Gravity is the most common one. So two objects at different heights have different potential energies, and I somehow scrolled up. It is equal to the mass of the object times the gravitational field on Earth, or if you're doing it in that direction, or just acceleration field in general, times the distance it can move through that field. The third is internal energy, chemical energy, whatever you want to call it. We're not going to get into it here. Just note that you can write it in a lot of different ways, and it has a lot of different meanings. And the last one is watts, or energy transfer, joules per second, and it is the change in energy that something has over time.